in the mid-90s, we were blessed with something very special on the PlayStation 1, and today I want to know what Demo 1 means to you. It's pretty clear from these quotes the amount of passion and influence that first demo had on all of us back in the 90s. Of course, you felt even richer when you tore into your PlayStation 1 box for the very first time and out popped this demo. For me, it was so important. It really amplified the experience, and I do believe, and you're about to see in this video, that some of the things that were on show to us back then blew our little minds. I've said this once before, the step up from 16-bit to 32-bit is something we will never see again. That advancement in technology, both in video and sound and playability, will never ever be achieved. It was a huge leap, and one that I'm incredibly proud to have lived through. This really was the pinnacle of video games. All but this is captured with my own footage. That's right, in the thumbnail I opened my Demo 1 to realise that it had a massive crack down the middle, so I've since purchased this demo from eBay for 14 quid. But I've got a really nice selection of things on show today. Before we dive into that, hands up if you remember seeing this for the first time. That T-Rex tech demo changed everything. That one demo, one of the first things that you decided to take a look at on your demo disc at a Christmas time, you really did feel that jump that I've just talked about from 16 to 32 bits. And of course, it's really, really cool. It's on many demos. Of course, I'm using a different Demo 1 here. It just blew me away, but that wasn't all. Oh no, because there was also this. So from tech demos, from sampling tracks and or levels on games, from just feeling like you had literally more games in your PlayStation 1 collection than just the one or two like my brother had, demos really did something special for me back in the 90s. The bulk of it was I couldn't afford to buy games and neither could my brother, so if we weren't trading games, we were heavily relying on demos to experience what was about to drop. So many games were available to sample across many Demo 1s. The big ones were Ridge Racer and of course the likes of Destruction Derby and many, many more.
Rage Racer.
PlayStation demos were special for many. For me personally, it all came down to money. I used to collect demos and I used to pretend that I was actually playing the game, the full release, because we relied heavily on trades, did my brother and I, and if we didn't have a game to trade or the person we wanted to trade with said no, we were unfortunately denied access to that game. So demos were incredibly important for keeping us in the loop as to what was coming out. Of course, back then we didn't have access to the internet. We weren't able to look at previews or even reviews. 9 times out of 10 we'd stand in WH Smith's and just scour the magazines from back to front, pretty much reading them all because we couldn't afford to buy them. So demos gave you a flavour of what was to come. Demos made you feel special. Demos made you feel like you were playing some of the games at the arcade right from the comfort of your own bedroom. So in we pop another demo one, and as you can see, the cycle of games are just as awesome, even with the likes of Crash Bandicoot. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at Tekken 2 and look at some of the differences between what you saw in the demo and what you actually saw in the final release. Now this clip here is running in real time, so you'll notice quite a long pause from the actual demo menu all the way through to the load screen, to the title screen, etc. And I think what's really interesting is it just seems to take forever. It really does. But back then it didn't really matter because this felt like the fastest technology in the world. I mean, it was the fastest technology in the world. I mean, this opening cutscene, this intro to Tekken 2, I mean, look at it. Let's listen to how it sounds. So here we go, we can only access arcade mode here, and when we click through we can only play one of 2 characters. You'll also see the full game, and I've lent the footage from World of Long Plays. You can see obviously you can access absolutely everything, and there's also sound. There's no sound in the demo character select screen.
Round 1. Fight! Round 1. Fight!
And of course you heard there that in the demo there's no sound other than sound effects, so there's no music, and it just feels very barren. I've also noticed that they've picked a very basic level to demonstrate the demo. Nonetheless, it was still really cool to play this, but compared to the final release... I think you get the picture, but if you don't, yes, demos were tremendous, but they just gave you a flavour of what's to come, so you can never actually judge a game because the final release always gave you so much more. And of course, magazines, as well, as we approach the end of the 90s, you started to see more demos on the magazines. Now, that's not an uncommon thing, because way before that we had free floppy disks for Amiga demos, another home computer that I absolutely adore. Please go and check out the Amiga episode playlist. It's not uncommon, but it really did make a difference to your experience. And it definitely helped me get to where I am in terms of my nostalgia and my collection today. Let's not forget the power of other physical media. That was the magazine. The magazine got the demo into our hand. We didn't need to buy consoles anymore to get access to demos or rely on mail order. We could simply walk into the local newsagents, pick up a copy of PlayStation magazine, and voila. It was a real caveat to wanting to buy the magazine, and it was like a double score. You got the printed media and you got to be able to play games such as this, Pandemonium. What an absolute corker. hope you've enjoyed this video about Demo 1. Again, please share some of your nostalgic memories, whether it's a Christmas memory or a birthday memory, or maybe it's just an idle Tuesday in the 6-week holiday in the summer when you're sat in your neighbour's living room, cross-legged on the floor, playing whatever it is you're playing. Maybe it's Wipeout, whatever it was. I'll be reading every comment. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Hopefully you'll subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. And please let me know what other content, PlayStation or anything else, you'd like to see. Take care, and I'll see you then. I need a few seconds of your time to tell you about channel memberships. If you guys want to become a channel member, click join from the main page or the second link in the description. There are 3 tiers, all with different perks for you if you want to become a team member. Thanks for your time. Let's continue with the video.